Programming brought to you by AWI Networks, Smarter Internet.
Thanks for joining St. George News at 8. I'm Scott Beadle. A 6-month-old child died early Monday following a boating accident on Lake Powell Sunday. The boy sustained serious head wounds, according to a release from the National Park Service and the Coconino County Sheriff's Office. The incident occurred when a houseboat was docking on a beach in the Navajo Canyon area of Lake Powell in Arizona. When the houseboat hit the beach, an adult apparently fell on the toddler. Rangers transported the child to Antelope Point Marina, where he was taken on to a local hospital. The boy was then flown to Salt Lake City, but he was pronounced dead there. The boy's family is from Bluffdale, Utah. A fellow hiker helped to rescue a man who got lost this weekend in the Pine Valley area. Washington County Sheriff's search and rescue had been called in to the trailhead of Gardner Peak Trail Saturday after friends of the lost hiker reported him missing. The hiker had reportedly gotten to the campgrounds ahead of his friends Friday morning and had gone hiking on his own. He eventually got turned around and couldn't find his way back, ending up more than 5 miles away from his camp on a different trail. The hiker apparently kept walking through the night, eating grass and drinking from a stream until he was finally found by another hiker who called authorities. Their coordinates were passed on to search crews, and a U.S. Forest Service horse team helped get that lost hiker back to safety. The Dixie National Forest has begun improvements on several eroded and damaged roads. The roads are expected to be completed by November. The work includes roads at Red Creek Reservoir, Clear Creek, Bunker Creek, and Blue Springs. There won't be any road closures, but heavy machinery and equipment will be present. The work will help stabilize roads within the burn area from the Bryan Head Fire and will continue to provide access to forest users. There will be some traffic delays, which could last up to an hour. President Trump's speech to the United Nations addressed what he sees as the most pressing global concerns, including North Korea, Iran, and ISIS. And some of his comments to the General Assembly are certainly raising eyebrows. Ariel Reshef has the story.
President of the United States of America.
Today, all eyes trained on President Trump as he made his debut on the world's most prominent diplomatic stage. Trump launching right into his America First vision in a room full of foreign leaders.
As long as I hold this office, I will defend America's interests above all else.
The harshest words reserved for U.S. adversaries. The president blasting the North Korean regime for its defiance and brutality.
Rocket Man is on a suicide mission for himself and for his regime. The United States is ready, willing, and able, but hopefully this will not be necessary.
And issuing this stunning and ominous warning.
The United States has great strength and patience, but if it is forced to defend itself or its allies, we will have no choice but to totally destroy North Korea.
On Iran, the president hinting a major shift could be on the horizon.
The Iran deal was one of the worst and most one-sided transactions the United States has ever entered into. Frankly, that deal is an embarrassment to the United States.
Signaling a possible U.S. withdrawal from the Iran nuclear deal, an agreement supported by many key U.S. allies. A speech packed with shock and awe from a president known for being predictably unpredictable.
The president also condemned nations that support terrorism and called out Syria's president for using chemical weapons against his own people. A powerful earthquake jolted central Mexico on Tuesday, cracking building facades and scattering rubble on streets in the capital on the anniversary of a devastating 1985 quake. The U.S. Geological Survey said this quake had a magnitude of 7.1. It was centered about 75 miles southeast of Mexico City. The reported death toll has been steadily rising through the day, with some reports putting it above 100 killed. Chief Meteorologist Chris Summers has your Southern Utah forecast right after this.
The weather tonight is brought to you by AWI Networks. Smarter Internet.
And a good Tuesday evening, everyone. Welcome back. I've seen a very nice viewer photo sent in to us today from Danny Gilchrist. It's actually showing a thunderstorm that had developed over the Zion National Park. And you can see a thunderstorm with the sunset in the background, actually showing some pretty nice colors here. This was taken late last week, and it was sent to us through our Instagram. And so if you have a photo you'd like to send it to us, we'd love to have it at our Instagram or Facebook or even on Twitter. You can follow us at hashtag KCSG_TV or upload them actually at our website, KCSG.com, and we'll actually show them here every once in a while once you get some nice viewer photos sent in from some of our viewers, and we'll show them here on the news at 8 here in St. George. Now, our temperatures today stay in the upper 80s here late this afternoon, just a couple degrees below where we should be for this time of year. 91 degrees our normal high temperature, 67 the overnight low here in St. George. Again, no rain the past 24 hours, and it looks like we'll keep the rain out of the forecast really the next several days, but we're going to notice a big dump in those temperatures, a big change in those temperatures, as by the time we get to the weekend, could be looking at temperatures back into the 70s, and fall does officially start on Friday, so actually some fall-like temperatures are back in our forecast. Nothing like that though Wednesday. It looks like some warm weather still in our forecast. We'll see that high temperature of 78 degrees Cedar City, mid to upper 80s around St. George or Hurricane, 91 degrees a high in Mesquite. Again, no rain chances, mainly sunny skies, west winds at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Now, our satellite and radar, I'm not showing much going on out there today. Had a few clouds from time to time, but that's really about all we saw here in St. George, with temperatures again upper 80s, just a little bit below average. But I do have a system off to our west that's going to bring in some slight rain chances, really not the best chance of rain as we get to late Thursday into early Friday. What you're going to really notice though is those winds pick up here next couple of days, and with those gusty winds and temperatures by the end of the week and into the weekend back into the 70s for daytime highs. Not like that today, though. We saw highs once again upper 80s to low 90s. Las Vegas actually at 91 degrees this afternoon, 87 in Mesquite and St. George, even Hurricane. Enterprise and Cedar City at 76 degrees late today on our Tuesday. So comfortable, really pretty nice weather for your Wednesday. Again, temperatures just a couple degrees below average. You notice a change though start on Thursday. The winds start to pick up. It's still very pleasant though temperature wise. And then fall really does have that fill back into our area by the time we get to the weekend. Looks like temperatures fall back into the 70s for daytime highs by the time we get to Saturday and Sunday. So very pleasant as we get into your Wednesday. Really not much going on around the area. The heat's going to actually be staying off down to our south and to our west. And watch a little bit of storm activity up to our north and west too through parts of northern Nevada. And between those two systems, the hot weather to our south and the rainy weather to our north and west, actually kind of mild weather here in our area. We'll see pleasant conditions continue before some cooler weather moves in as we get closer to that weekend. For today, or for your Wednesday, I should say, temperatures upper 70s around Cedar City and Enterprise. Again, a full day of sunshine. A little gusty on the winds. Could see winds gust as high as 20 miles per hour in St. George. High temperature reaching 88, 91 degrees in Mesquite. And again, very sunny out there, and temperature rise not too bad for this time of year with those gusty winds. And those winds will actually continue to be gusty in Cedar City even on Thursday, 71 degrees. And look at the drop in temperatures then in Cedar City. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, upper 50s to low 60s. Overnight lows into the 30s. Some frost or some freeze are actually very possible in Cedar City. Now for St. George, not quite that cool, but definitely going to notice that change in temperature by Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. High temperatures back into the low 70s. Overnight lows into the upper 40s. So looking very pleasant next week with lots of sunshine, and actually temperatures are well below where they should be for this time of year. So really seeing a nice swing in those temperatures to more fall-like temperatures, which makes sense. Friday's fall, so should see those temperatures finally drop a little bit for us here around our area. But
yeah,
Cedar City,
right on cue there.
Yeah, Cedar City, that's going to be a little cool start a couple days next week with overnight lows in the 30s. That's something that you have to be careful of up in the higher elevations, that's for sure.
Also want to say real quick, great shot, Danny. That was a beautiful
that was
photo.
a beautiful shot. Good way to actually catch that with the lightning and everything, and then with the colors, and that was a very good shot. And
loved it.
Hopefully they'll send more in. Actually, more viewers will send more in too.
Yeah.
Because I like to show them here on the news, that's for sure.
Sure do. Thanks, Chris. We'll be right back. The city of Santa Clara had a new reason to celebrate Monday. Community members gathered across from City Hall for the unveiling of the new Glockenspiel Clock Tower. This was an event years in the making. The tower is a dream of Councilwoman Mary Jo Toad Hafen. 12 years back, she brought it up as a wish list item during a budget meeting, and when City Hall was built, a square of space was left below the clock in case Hafen's dream could one day come true. started to become a reality when Santa Clara government members were visiting another town, which also happened to have a glockenspiel clock. In case you're wondering exactly what that is, the clock uses moving figurines to reenact a scene from the town's history. At certain times, the clock will play music and the figurines emerge from inside the clock, in this case, paying tribute to the early pioneers who first settled the town.
That's very interesting. I think it's a good thing to go check that out for sure.
Yeah, great stuff there.
That is good, some good stuff. I'm glad her dream finally came true. I'm glad she got her wish there.
Absolutely. Well, thanks for watching.
We hope you have a great night.